Aristotle is mentioned on the specification as someone that you need to know. However, you must be very careful. The examiner's reports on past examination papers have clearly stated that many students wrongly spend much of their essay time describing Aristotle in lengthy detail when the question does not require this. As you will see here, Aristotle is an important influence, but it is likely that the bulk of your writing will be regarding Aquinas' development of Aristotle's work. Aristotle is a significant influence on the work of St. Thomas Aquinas. Aristotle was an ancient Greek scholar. He was a student of Plato. He took an empiricist view on knowledge, which means to say that he felt our senses were the most valuable route to knowledge about the world. Aquinas came across him in his studies and admired his approach to knowledge and truth. He altered and adapted some of Aristotle's thinking to make it compatible with a Christian understanding of the world. For Aquinas, a monk, Scripture was a vital source of truth and knowledge because it comes directly from God and thus cannot be wrong. However, whilst it is accurate, it is not comprehensive, and we have difficulty sometimes when we have questions that the Bible does not answer. In addition, God has clearly created us with reasoning faculties, and it seems that on the route to true knowledge, rather than just blindly believing what we're told to believe, we should use our conscience, which Aquinas understood to be our reasoning faculties, to discern what is true. Thus Aquinas took Scripture and Aristotle's ideas together when formulating natural moral law. Epistemology is the study of knowledge, and Aristotle's theory of knowledge, or epistemology, was empiricist. This means that he valued the senses most highly when trying to establish what was true or real. He felt that in order to truly know an item or object, one needed to be able to explain or identify four causes of it. Firstly, the material cause is what the item is made from. If we use the example of a statue, the material cause might be marble. Secondly, the formal cause shows its shape or characteristics. Our statue might have arms, legs, a head, for instance. The efficient cause is what makes it or brings it about. The efficient cause of a statue would be the sculptor or artist. And the final cause is the purpose or telos for which it was created. The final cause of our statue may have been to form a likeness of a person, or to cause pleasure by viewing its aesthetic beauty. It is highly unlikely that you will need to explain this bit in an essay. Please don't be tempted to do so. There is so much more material to write about with natural law that you won't have time for the more awardable material if you include this detail. However, knowing it means that you can make sense of the material that is about to follow. Aquinas took Aristotle's ideas and Christianized them. The efficient cause of humanity, according to Aquinas, is God. He is our creator, according to Scripture, and so we can know more about truth in the world if we understand this. We can also look to the efficient cause of any action in order to know if it is right or wrong, and we will return to this idea in a worked example later on. The final cause of humanity, according to the scriptural interpretation, is to do good and avoid evil, in order to achieve fellowship with God or a right relationship with Him. This is our telos or purpose, the highest good, what we were made by God for. In addition, if we look to the final cause of an action, it can help us to establish its morality. We shall return to this idea later in a worked example. We will come across Aristotle again in other films. There are particular areas that we will cover when Aristotle's influence is mentioned on the specification. It is not going to be an examination on Aristotle, but you will need to know that Aquinas used his ideas and made them Christian. Aristotle was not a Christian. As an ancient Greek scholar, he predates Christianity by about 400 years. However, his work has affected the way that Christianity is today, and Aquinas has done much to make that happen. The areas that you will notice Aristotle popping up in are virtue ethics and superior and subordinate aims. We will talk more about these ideas later on.